Hi there, my name is Esther Emmanuel. You're welcome to my channel. So today, I will be answering a question I get a lot from parents when they ask me, Esther, my child isn't talking, especially when he or she wants something. My child just always take my hand. They do something like hand leading, like hand to hand assistance. That's all. Even if it's something they know how to do, they rather just take your hand and just pull you to what they want so that you can get it for them. How do I stop my child from doing that? How do I make my child communicate better? I get a lot of that question, and well, let's deal with that today. Okay, now let's start on this note. Hand leading isn't bad, okay? It's a form of communication in itself, okay? And most kids that engage in hand leading, or we call it hand-to-hand assistant, they are kids with communication difficulty or speech and language delay. And then the only way they know to request for things is to hand lead you to what they want, okay? But of course, we also want to build on that skill. We don't just want them to be satisfied at just hand leading you every time. It makes us look like we are like a machine that just achieve what they want, and that's the only time they communicate with us. Okay, so how do we teach them to more than hand leading, request better for when they need something? How do they do that? But before we get into that, I'm virtually going to lead you to now to subscribe to this channel. If you're watching me and you've not subscribed, please do. We have a lot of viewers, more than subscribers. Why? What's going on? So I am virtually leading you now to press that subscribe button and the like button. Please, let's do that right now. Okay, so have we done that? Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, back to the gist. How do we stop kids from hand leading? Well, just like I mentioned before, hand leading is a form of communication, but that's the only way they know to communicate with you when they need something. Okay, now the first thing you need to do as parents is to teach them another form of communication, and the starting point is introducing them to gestures. Gestures are very important. They're very, very important. A child that is hand leading you, means that the child has a how will I say it now? Can come to you, not just cry, not just I want this, and you don't have an idea of what the child wants. So what they do is they cry and throw tantrum. The child has moved from that level to a level where they can come to you and hand lead you, which is really a good step. So the next thing you want to build on is to help them start showing gestures. Now, for me, I'd rather teach my child to tap first, okay? Tap to get my attention. Tap rather than just taking it, because I know some of those times that they need something, they can do it by themselves, but they just still want you. I have a child that would always want me to open up the zippers of his bag, but he can actually do it, but would rather want to take my hand to open the zipper by myself. So what I do is I call this child's attention. I think, okay, once you tap, okay, you get my attention. Then from there I can push for another form of gesture. You can just come up with any gestures, like it can just be open, open zipper, and then the child gets it. Do you understand? So I feel at that point you're also trying to push them to independency and not them depending on you on whatever they want, even something they can do themselves. They still want you to do it. A child that can put on a slip-on by him or herself will still put your hand to help. No, at this point you teach them the right gestures. So introduce them to gestures, let them imitate. Imitation is also another way of teaching your child to stop hand leading. Let them imitate the gesture. Teach them that gesture and let them imitate it. Okay, if it's a pointing, you want the child's point, teach the child. Once you point, you get my attention to do this for you, or I help you and assist you and we do it together. Okay, most of my kids that I work with, if they are doing hand leading, once they take my hand to where they want to, I go back to sit down. So they don't get the gist that, once you take my hand, I am not an automated machine like a robot that can just achieve anything for you. I want you to do it yourself. So what I do is I sit down and I point. Okay, if they don't get the gist, I motto them to point. When they point at the item, I walk towards it immediately. So they get to know, okay, if I point to this, they go there. So once I get there, and they are taking my hand again to do whatever that is, probably to open something or to open their lunchbox, for instance, and they take my hand, and I know that this lunchbox is easy for them to open by themselves, but they still want my hand to do it, and them sitting down and just watching. Okay, so I withhold my hand, like I just withdrew my hand, like, and then there's so what I do before we get into that crying and tantruming stage is for me to also motto their hand, to do the gestures to make me open. So either I do like this, open, tap me, and open, then I do it. I teach them to do that gestures. Do you understand? And after gestures, we move on to the next. It might be the sound I am pushing for. It might be the words now that I'm pushing for. But I've moved them from just hand leading. Do you understand? So that is one way to break hand leading, is by teaching them gestures and imitation. Those two skills are very important. As a parent, don't even wait for your child to throw tantrum like they are leading and they are stopping and they are shouting. Ah! Don't wait. Once they are leading you, you hand lead them or hold them and do immediately that's what you want them to do. You might come up with a kind of gesture that you want them to do at that time. So you're exposing their mind to the fact that, okay, this is not the only way I can request. I can actually do this and I get my mom's attention or I get my daddy's attention. I don't have to just always drag, you know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah, so it expands their mind to the fact that there are more, just like I said in my last video, create more opportunities for functional communication. Don't let it be just routine, don't let it be just that particular way. Create other form. Let their mind be open to the fact that, okay, I can tap. When I tap, I get my mommy's attention. When I point, you know, I get attention. When I do good looking, I get attention. When I do a form of gesture that my parents understand or my teacher understand, I get what I want. So start exposing them to other forms of communication. Gesture is really good, imitation is really good. Just try it out today and let me know what you think. Thank you so much. If you want me to answer any other question, you can drop it at the comment section, or if you want me to deal with any topic, you can also drop it at the comment section for my next video. Thank you so much. I hope you've learned something today. All right, we'll see you again next time. Have you subscribed? Thank you for subscribing. Please like and let's share this video to parents that need to hear this. All right, see you again next time. Bye for now.